Happened in the episode 1, Rocco is framed. In a big twist, the plea deal Rick Lansing had negotiated for Rocco falls apart. Celeb Dirty Laundry. ADA Turner brings new evidence. She claims that proprietary lab information was destroyed and that there were hazardous materials in Dalton's lab. Celeb Dirty Laundry. Because of this new evidence, charges against Rocco become more serious and his bail hearing is postponed, leading to Rocco being remanded in custody. Soapspoilers.com. It strongly suggests Rocco is being set up or framed. Celebrating the Soaps too. Lucas and Carly conflict. Lucas tells Carly and Jocelyn that he plans to move in with Marco and even suggests living at Windermere. Soapspoilers.com. Carly reacts extremely negatively. She thinks Windermere is dangerous and that Lucas is being reckless. Celebrating the Soaps. Lucas defends his decision, saying he's doing what feels right for him, and accuses Carly of not understanding his motivations. Soapspoilers.com. Jocelyn supports Lucas, which leads to more tension with Carly. Celebrating the Soaps 3. Stella, Curtis and the baby. Stella reveals that she knows about the pregnancy. She's noticed signs like Portia avoiding caffeine, so she confronts Curtis. Soapspoilers.com. Curtis, however, says he's going through with a divorce, even though Stella urges him to reconsider, arguing that the baby changes things. Celeb Dirty Laundry. Stella tries to push him to be a good father and to think about his marriage, not just the divorce. Soapspoilers.com 4. Trina versus Jordan. Trina has a very confrontational moment with Jordan Ashford. She blames Jordan for her parents' breakup and makes it clear she'll fight to keep her family from going backward. Celebrating the Soaps. Ava and Jordan are present, making the scene emotionally charged, especially given the family stakes. Soapspoilers.com. Trina's loyalty to her mother is very strong. She wants to protect her mother, Portia, and is angry at Jordan's role. Celebrating the Soaps 5. Courtroom drama and family support. In court, Rocco's family shows up. Laura, Dante, Lulu, Nathan. They're all there for him, showing strong support. Celeb Dirty Laundry. Rick tries to ask for a postponement because he needs time to examine the new evidence. Celeb Dirty Laundry. The judge rejects the plea deal and rules that there will be a trial, not just a quick settlement. Soapspoilers.com. Rocco loses composure, yells in court, but his family tries to calm him down as he's taken into custody. Celeb Dirty Laundry 6. Underlying tensions and suspicion. There's a strong suggestion that Dalton may be involved in framing Rocco, since the new charges, hazardous materials plus destruction of info, were not part of the original story. Celeb Dirty Laundry, Sonny, Rocco's relative, and Laura seem convinced there's more to this than meets the eye. They believe Rocco is being falsely accused. Soapspoilers.com. Marco calls Sidwell after the hearing, saying it's worse than they feared, hinting at a larger conspiracy or a deeper cover-up. Celeb Dirty Laundry. Analysis and thoughts. High-stakes legal drama. This episode ramps up the legal stakes significantly. Rocco's situation goes from a manageable plea to potentially something much more serious. This shift adds real tension and suggests the show is building toward a big trial. Character motivations and conflict. Lucas is asserting his independence, but his choice is very controversial, especially to his mother, Carly. The conflict feels deeply personal, not just logistical, moving in, but emotional, risk, safety, approval. Stella pushing Curtis to think beyond the divorce indicates she cares, but also shows how complicated these relationships are, especially with a baby involved. Trina's confrontation with Jordan is powerful. It shows her loyalty to her mom and her fear that her parents' relationship might revert. Potential conspiracy framing plot. The new lab evidence seems very convenient for the accusers, which strongly suggests a framing and that Dalton could be the mastermind. If true, this sets up a bigger arc. Rocco isn't just in trouble, he's a pawn. Emotional resonance. Having Rocco's family in the courtroom underscores how much this means to them. It's not just legal jeopardy, it's a battle for his very identity and freedom, and the presence of Laura, Dante, Nathan, etc. makes it more personal. Long-term implications. If the trial goes forward, we could see some major reveals about who's behind the frame-up, if there is one. The Lucas-Marco situation might lead to a more permanent cohabitation storyline, possibly testing their relationship in a serious way. Curtis and Stella's discussion about the baby can lead to either reconciliation or a messy breakup, depending on how Curtis responds. Trina's showdown with Jordan could cause fallout in the Ashford family, maybe even change alliances or loyalties. Critique what works well, what might be weak. What works well? The courtroom tension is very effective. The writing makes the stakes feel real. Character-driven conflict. The arguments, Lucas versus Carly, Trina versus Jordan, feel emotionally genuine, not just soap flair. Mystery element. The framing feels believable and not overly contrived, which keeps viewers invested in who is behind it. What might be weak or risky? If the framing plot is dragged on too long, it risks becoming cliché or repetitive. Some viewers might feel the introduction of hazardous materials in a lab is too dramatic or far-fetched unless well explained. The Lucas-Marco move, depending on how it's handled, it could feel like a forced issue just to generate drama, unless it ties into a bigger story. Overall impression. This is a strong episode that leans into high-stakes drama, both legally and emotionally. The framing of Rocco is the centerpiece, and it's likely to drive major storylines in upcoming episodes. The character interactions, Lucas, Carly, Trina, Curtis, add depth and personal tension. If the show follows through on the legal arc, this could be a turning point for several characters. Rating on soap drama scale 8/10s, very compelling, with good stakes and mystery. As long as the framing plot doesn't drag too long, it could pay off big. If you like, I can check fan reactions, Reddit, social media to this particular episode, Nov 14th, 2025, and analyse how viewers responded. Do you want me to do that?